Now, Andy Roddick, we'll find out what kind of fight's left in Andy after that. I mean, what an emotional blow. Not just to lose that set, but the way it happened. Johansson twice in that set was at love 40, and a third game at 15-40. And he came back and held.
Well, it's happened. He can come back. They haven't been out there long, that's for sure. He got deflated that other time. He was up love 40, got up 40-love, and somehow lost the game.
Yep. Of course, that match last year, Roddick saved the match point against Nalbandian.
That's right.
And John, I think you hit on a great point in that somehow what Andy Roddick could really use is some way to get this crowd on his side. I mean, they're on his side, but to get him into it.
Yeah, they're not into it enough, and he hasn't really tried to get them into it, acknowledge them.
Well, Roddick's had 5 service games of his own at love. A ton of aces. It's just he has not capitalized on the break points. Johansson has only had 2 break points in the match, and he's won them both.
That last game at love 40, he had a chance at a second serve. Johansson just uncorked another massive forehand. If he keeps this up for another half hour, he could be in the semis.
Left 15.
That's going to be a tall order. You'd have to think that it's going to get to him at some stage. The magnitude of this win.
Love 50.
He's playing in a very intelligent match too, Johansson.
15-50.
He's mixed things up far more than Roddick has. And again, he sees how far Roddick's behind that baseline.
And John, the interesting thing is now here's a guy, he's changed coaches twice in the last year. He just has a new coach in the last 2 months.
This guy's happy.
Magnus Matheson, sitting next to Jaslyn Hewitt, just joined up with Johansson just before Wimbledon.
Didn't he have a different name a minute ago?
Yes. It's his previous coach. He won the tournament with the previous coach early in the year. They split up in the spring. But now, the 8th chance for Roddick to break. breaks through. He kept punishing the backhand there, John.
He worked so hard for this point. And this has got to feel so good finally for Roddick. He's waited almost an hour and a half, but add the other hour, the rain delay. And there was a jolt of adrenaline just went through Roddick and the crowd.
But all but one stroke, he stayed on Johansson's backhand.
Obviously, it's like Federer. I mean,
Right.
You can see that Johansson's backhand has improved even in the last year, but it's not as dangerous as the forehand.
And Roddick now knew what that meant, trying to get the crowd into it. Screaming, it's not over.
His hardest serve of the match. Yeah. No surprise there. He is pumped up, finally.
And the thing Roddick has going for him was that, now they had a match last year, he knows that he has what it takes to do this. To spend the time necessary to stay out there and come back to this kind of match.
It was 148, but wide.
Well, Roddick doing his best to keep us going into the night. But finally gets the... We're live in New York at the National Tennis Center. 15 minutes. The last men's quarterfinal. And after being jolted in the first two sets, Andy Roddick has come back up a break. And for the first time, putting a little pressure on Johansson. And I'm sure Roddick is sitting there thinking, okay, he can make an error on that forehand.
He's waited a while for this, but he's officially in the match now. Roddick finally starting to work his way into net. Few and far between have been his approaches. It's 2 this set, 5 total. Things are starting to go his way. That's, he's starting to get to Johansson a little here.
Well, Andy could put this set in his pocket at this point. And if Andy Roddick can take this set, especially if he can do it quickly, it will really bring some electricity to this crowd that's been searching for it tonight. And been stymied by this 6'6" hard-hitting Swede. Used to be in Sweden that if you tried to play tennis, you had to give up a winter sport. Well, you could understand Johansson was about to be drafted into basketball. That was going to be his sport before he finally settled on tennis.
So they try to get him on hockey skates, and that's a given in Sweden. guy that can have this type of artillery on a tennis court. And he clearly made the right choice.
That's 18 aces for Johansson, 17 for Roddick. So Johansson erases any hope of a second break there.
I was going to say the last thing that goes is your serve.
But Johansson has had more aces than anyone in the first 4 rounds of this U.S. Open. And he's had 2 more than Roddick tonight. This was a guy who was, after he won Memphis, Johansson this year, for his first career victory, said he was going to really work on strengthening his abs and his back to keep his serve going. Well, he did it.
39.
Well, he did it eventually. Unfortunately for Mats Wilander, who we had fun with last night, he missed the Davis Cup tie in April. How discouraging is that for a Davis Cup coach to feel like his top player isn't able to show up?
Roddick cleaning up on his serve. 15 straight points and a 4-1 third set lead.
Roddick leads 4-1.
Heard that, and I expect Clint Eastwood to walk out.
That's right.
The outlaw Josie Wales.
Shootout at the OK Corral is occurring here at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
By the way, we should mention that Chris Evert just dropped by, say hi to us, and told us about your guys have a little appearance in the Wimbledon movie that's premiering next week, I believe.
Premiering Monday in Los Angeles. Opening next Friday. It's a good idea to get that stomach midsection stronger, because that will help a shot like this. The torque there, and you can see how much that trunk area, how important that is for that shot.
Once in a while you see that reading go up for winners. It doesn't really mean much, except when you hear that the one that we just showed you from Johansson is the fastest recorded speed on a ground stroke this week.
In the history of tennis. That's the one area of the court where he leads Johansson. He looks a little sluggish up there. Wasn't picking up the Roddick passing shot.
Boy,
that's a couple great gets.
Yes, by Johansson. Win that point.
But also what is equally impressive is that what he thought of doing. I mean, right here, he just slices it, gives himself a little bit of time to get back to the point. He guesses right there. He plays a safe shot, puts a lot of topspin on. Very smart.
And Johansson.
So what you've been describing tonight, John, sounds like it isn't just brain dead power from this young Swede.
It really isn't. It's very impressive. And I'm sure the country of Sweden is quite excited about the prospects for him.
And Roddick knows now his goal. Just
15.
keep this going. 2 more games and they'll play on. Well, he is on some roll on serve is Roddick. And a game from the 3rd set.
Johansson by 2 sets.
Andy Roddick trying to make sure that nobody goes home early on this Thursday night. Our final night of coverage here in USA Network's 21st consecutive year covering America's Grand Slam.
No, that was the first time that he looked like he tossed the brick there. And that drop shot. Not a good shot. He's actually exhibited some nice feel out there in this match, along with the obvious power.
John, how about this? We should quickly kudos to Gordon Beck,
yes,
the Grand Poobah of USA, who's been here for all 21 U.S. Opens, and Steve Dinkus and Denise Ribeiro are
that's a good call.
Directors of Program Administration, who are the backbone of the operation. And our sincere thanks from all of us to them.
They kept us going all these years. These guys that you just mentioned, Gordon, Steve, Denise, they're operating a couple hours of sleep a night to try to make this broadcast as good as possible. Sort of knew he was going to go at Johansson. So did Johansson. This would be a good game for Andy to break, so he could start off the next set serving. Take some pressure off himself as he tries to win his first set. And a good play there to handcuff Johansson. Looked a little shaky with the touch the last couple times he's tried it.
20th ace, again going back to that big serve out wide.
It's not big, it's just got some wicked spin. You find a nice angle at 6'6".
They all look big to me.
Yeah, they put this. I agree.
And it is something, John, we're seeing, and it's affecting other sports, and I see it in tennis now, is the incredible height. It's no longer unusual to see 6'6". Alexander Pop, the German, is 6'7", and of course Karlovic is 6'10", the biggest of them all.
He used to hope to play big guys. They couldn't move at all with a lick. That's probably the biggest forehand Andy Roddick has hit tonight.
15.
Before we see the replay is over, Roddick is tossed in ace 19.
Andy's in hyperspeed here. Which is a good play, right, when you're going well?
Why not?
Right.
That was a tough call. It looked like from up here. Oh, Andy, I don't know what happened there. If he overruled it. Yeah, the chair umpire correctly overruled that. Carlos Ramos.
There he is. So a replay at 30 love. Now Roddick will have 3 set points. I mean, that's the fastest game I think I've ever seen. I mean, it took like 3 seconds between points. But Roddick's trying to get this place jumping.